All right, everybody, welcome back to the weekly fishing report. If you're new here, what that is every week I break down what the bass are doing and just try to give you a little jump start to your weekend. That way, if you've been working all week and you jump out on the lake Saturday morning, you've got a little idea of what you can do. So first things first, we are in the post barn. And real quick, before we jump into anything else, if the video helps you at all, please like the video. It helps me out a ton. Subscribe down below. I got you covered every week when it comes to bass fishing. Also, comment down below if you have any questions or you just want to talk fishing. I love hearing from you guys. So post spawn is upon us. The bite's kind of slow. One of the great things that you can do, though, is especially early in the morning. So if you're going like super early in the morning, the grass is starting to stick up on the lake and stuff. So running your flukes, your swim jigs. Now your fluke, I would suggest running it weightless, but flukes, swim jigs, your walking baits, stuff like that is going to be huge. Kind of, after that first daybreak hours, I typically like to go to a spinnerbait and run spinnerbaits until that bite just dies down around the grass and stuff like that, because a lot of these fish early in the mornings, they're going to be holding the cover, they're going to be holding the grass, they're going to push shad and stuff up against the bank, because we have the shad spawn and stuff like that going on. So they're eating those shad that are getting up in the grass and under docks and stuff like that. So that's a great way that you can target them early. Now as the day progresses, you're going to notice that the bite gets pretty tough, okay? And this is where that post spawn funk kicks in, where you show up, or about I'd say probably about 9:30 to 11 o'clock, you're really going to start seeing that bite really die down. I mean, it's going to be super slow. And what these fish typically do, they move out in these creek channels right in the center of the channel, where you would be driving your boat or pulling your boat to target the bank. But they will pull out off of those banks and they'll suspend out in the middle, and they will chase bait here and there, not all the time. And that's the key to finding active fish, because you're going to have inactive and active fish. So you really need to cover water, from that time where that bite starts really dying down all the way till you decide to leave. So but I typically like to target those fish that are out in the middle of the channel with jerk baits, especially if there's wind. And you're going to want to work that jerk bait quickly, okay? So we're not in winter at all. The water temperatures are between 70 to 74 degrees. So, I want to jerk, stop for, just a split second, jerk, stop for just a split second, couple more pops. So you want to work that bait a lot quicker. You want to get that reaction strike. You don't want them to let them get a good look at it. Most of the time, if you do, because they'll come up, I've saw it 100 times, they'll come up, they'll actually bump it, and then they'll turn around and swim off. Another way to target those fish out in the middle of the creek, maybe you didn't have very much wind or whatever the case may be for that day. So one of the other great ways you can do that is with drop shots, dart head minnows, any type of finesse style bait like that. Sometimes shaky heads is actually one of the best options you can do. Just kind of rig it crooked where it'll spiral down as it falls, and those fish will typically react on that bite right there. So, there's multiple options, but don't get discouraged, because this time of year it doesn't really last very long. And what happens is, that early morning bite that you get used to, as it starts to die down, you're going to start noticing you're fixing to start having those days where it's pretty much all day. You're going to catch them in the grass all day on spinner baits and flukes and stuff, all that real fun stuff that you like to run. So, just hold on tight. But the fishing's a little tough right now, so just keep your head up, keep moving, cover a lot of water if you're not around inactive fish. And that's one of the things that I want people to realize. If you're in an area where you've been catching fish, that does not mean that the fish are not still there. You just have to find them. And even if you find them, you still got to make them bite. So they can be inactive. You could be around a ton of fish, but they can be inactive. So you really got to pay close attention to that and know when to pull your trolling motor up, get on your big motor and make it run somewhere else, because you don't want to waste all day when you could have a real good bite. So either way, guys, if the video helps you at all, make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below. I got you covered when it comes to anything bass fishing. Comment if you have any questions or you just want to talk bass fishing. I love hearing from you guys. Sponsor links, all that stuff's down in the description. Salty Captain, keep all your stuff clean. You get like 15% off with them. Using my code helps me out a ton. And then Vantage Tackle, you can use Colton 25. You'll get 10% off, and it helps me out a ton. So either way, guys, I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.